This place, with its extreme beauty and remoteness, was once among the best kept secrets in the world. Before 1975, it was known as Hell on Earth, or even the Devil's Island of Vietnam. Then its natural beauty was discovered, and now famous world travel magazines call it a paradise for tourists, divers, and wildlife lovers.
Can you guess where I am?
Côn Đảo.
Cảm ơn anh. Yes, his information is absolutely correct. I'm on Côn Đảo Island, and I'm about to embark on one of my most eagerly anticipated journeys during my stay in Vietnam. My name is Rodwell Chigomi, and welcome to Vietnam Discovery.
After a 60-minute plane ride from the frenetic streets of Ho Chi Minh City, I finally arrived on Con Son, the main island in the 16-island chain of Côn Đảo. I'm surrounded by the sound of waves and the silence. Unlike anywhere I've been in Vietnam, this place feels like it's stuck in a time warp. Lying in a convenient area on the sea route that links Asia and Europe, Côn Đảo was known to Westerners very early on. It is said that in 1294, Italian explorer Marco Polo, on his way back home from China, encountered a storm and had to stop in the Côn Đảo Islands. From then until the 16th century, many groups of European travelers and traders visited the islands. In the late 18th century, King Gia Lam, a Vietnamese emperor, originally built the prison in Côn Đảo.
So this local temple was built to pay homage to Lady Phi Yen, wife of Nguyen Emperor Gia Lam.
The temple is a 1958 remake of the late 19th century original, which was destroyed by the French. To some, Lady Phi Yen is considered the first prisoner on the island. The story goes that she was thrown into an isolated cell in Côn Đảo, left to die by her husband, King Gia Lam, when he departed from the island. However, she survived with the help of mythical creatures, a monkey and a tiger, only to commit suicide later to protect her virtue.
So this temple honors her tragic tale, her fortitude, and her love of peace. Now this is a definite must-see if you just want to get a better understanding of the history of Côn Đảo.
On the way back to the main town, I stopped by the tranquil Lotus Pond. The local, who is friendly enough to guide me around the pond, tells me that the beautiful and fragrant lotus is a symbol for Lady Phi Yen. Her virtues like the flowers that are always elegant and charming in the sun and wind, despite the loneliness of the island. The remoteness of the Côn Đảo Islands was fully exploited by the French, who in 1862 built a large prison complex here to house the most important Vietnamese political prisoners. From then until 1975, for 113 years, Côn Đảo became a hell on earth. The ruins of the sprawling prisons are still in place for visitors to stroll through today. Pool High Jail, built in 1862, is the oldest prison on the main island. At the peak of its existence as a prison island, Côn housed 22,000 prisoners who all lived in horrible conditions. They were often chained in a row and tortured. Just looking at the statues is hard for me. The cells, or salim, housed prisoners who were considered dangerous or who had tried to escape. They lived in minimal conditions. The statues demonstrate the uprising of the prisoners against the brutal treatment of the prison administration. I have been to many places in the world, and I consider myself a fearless traveler. However, these places, especially the harrowing tiger cages, are enough to make me claustrophobic.
Now, as you can see, we're about to enter the infamous French tiger cages. These cages were really well disguised, whether it was this part that was disguised using vegetable gardens or the actual cages themselves being covered up by two outer rows of cells. Now, these cages lasted were around for about 30 years until a US delegation came across them and exposed them to the world. Wow, so as you can see, I'm at the infamous tiger cages, which can be found at Phu Tuong prison. Now, these cages caused so much condemnation where male prisoners and female prisoners had to be moved. Guards used to taunt the prisoners with sticks and throw down showers of caustic lime. Now, I've been here for a few moments. I can just feel these cold shivers that have come up my spine. Clearly, this area is inhumane.
When peace came in 1975, some former inmates chose to stay in Côn Đảo. Mr. Bay Wang is one of them. In the early days of his capture, Bay Wang spent most of his time in the so-called American-style tiger cages.
Phòng này tí thấy rồi có 4 mét vuông á. Ở là 6 người.
6 người.
6 người là ít. Còn 7-8 người nữa. Nên tiêu tiểu trong lúc này. Như vậy thôi chứ không có gì mà khó hết. Cho nên nóng lực bụi cát này nó vướng. Rồi nó đóng cửa vô nữa, đóng cửa ra rầm đóng tiếng động. Vô nhà tù tôi sợ nhất là đi vô một mình nhớ lại cái cũ á, nhớ lại chuyện cũ thấy buồn. Cái thứ hai là như tôi nói hồi nãy là cái tiếng động của xe ô tô, cái kèn xe ô tô. Tôi đi qua mặt xe ô tô là tôi phải chậm lại ngừng lại chứ thôi nó bóp kèn để nó đóng cửa.
Tại sao Chu Đài lại ở đây?
Ở lại đó lúc đó tôi còn trẻ mà. Nhà nước kêu gọi ở lại xây dựng Côn Đảo. Ở lại làm thời gian. Ở lại thấy cũng được, ở luôn.
Sir, I feel really privileged to be sitting here at this particular place with this gentleman. This place which represented so much struggle, so many hardships. Chatting to him and spending some time with him, I can see that he's found peace, and both him and this place deserve better. I know he's very happy because he's based here with his family at the moment. Okay. Châu cảm ơn chú rất nhiều.
Hẹn gặp lại.
Cảm ơn.
From the 200 families that chose to stay in Côn Đảo in 1975, the population of the island has grown to some 7,000 people so far. Like Mr. Bay Wang said, those who have lived here have easily developed a connection to it. I can tell it is true, as just spending a few days in these islands, I've heard good stories and enjoyed the best beaches in Vietnam. I believe more is waiting for me in my adventure.
Good day, how are you?
Very good, nice to meet you.
Very nice to meet you.
Larry Bernier, an American diving master, and his wife Quing have been running their own diving classes in Côn Đảo for the past 5 years.
To go diving.
Falling in love with the island's beauty upon his very first visit, Larry quickly decided to move here from Ho Chi Minh City.
Awesome, great, thank you. Cheers.
Concerned about the health of the coral reef, Larry considers his daily diving class a lookout for illegal fishing nets or turtle egg poachers. He also provides information to international tourists.
Okay, so I'm about to head to Hon Thai and I'm super excited. So we're just going to get myself configured with the right apparel, some goggles, some fins, and a really comfortable wetsuit.
We are on the north side of Hon Thai Island, and we have unseasonably lovely visibility right now. If you have a look behind the boat, you can see that coral down there. It is beautiful.
Just in terms of your dive experience, how does Côn Đảo rank in relation to other places you've dived in the world?
Okay, Vietnam does not have a reputation as being a great diving location. It's not the Philippines, it's not Malaysia, it's not certain parts of Mexico. However, this place in April ranks up there among the best dives that I've ever had. So Vietnam, this is the place.
For sure. Awesome. And I can see you're really passionate about the waters around you. I mean, just anything else in terms of Côn Đảo that you really enjoy?
The quiet. Something that a lot of my customers say, this is an amazing place to spend 3 or 4 days after a month crazy traveling in Vietnam, to wind down, relax, take in their whole trip before they head home. That's a very, very common sentiment. Sit down here for me.
Great, so just getting my BCD on, which is my compression belt. And obviously this device helps us, my buoyancy compression belt, and this will help us in terms of buoyancy from having difficulty going up, just decrease the air, from having difficulty going down, vice versa. And then this is obviously my regulator, which is all my breathing will take place through this bad boy.
Fringing the archipelago is about 1,000 hectares of coral reef. More than 340 species of coral have been identified, the highest density recorded in any one locality in Vietnam's coastal waters. My dive adventure is just great. I find a world full of colors just under the surface. According to Larry, the visibility is some 10 meters. Not perfect, but enough for me to see the fish and the kaleidoscopic corals, which are huge and healthy.
Enjoy, huh?
Wow,
Nearly to end of it.
that was incredible. Just some of the better coral life I've seen out there. But wow, incredible, incredible.
Good.
Great. Cheers, Larry.
My pleasure.
Côn Đảo is not only famous for its pristine white sand and coral reefs. The archipelago's 16 islands are an attractive habitat for different kinds of birds, including the edible nest swiftlet. The swiftlets make their nests entirely of saliva in caves wedged into the island's steep limestone cliffs. Twice a year, the nests are harvested for sale. According to the park staff, the swift population here is stable and even increasing.
So we've reached the next leg of our destination. This is Hon Bom Lam, and it derives its name because the Vietnamese believe it looks like a slice of cake. I'm hoping to find a bit more luck in terms of actually spotting swallow bird's nest.
On Côn Đảo Island, swiftlet nests are guarded and harvested by experienced people who come from the industry center in Khánh Hòa province.
Chào.
Em chào anh.
Giới thiệu đây là anh Nhật, tổ phó tổ bảo vệ yến Hoàng Văn Lan.
Vâng, vâng.
Đây là anh Châu,
Anh Châu.
cán bộ kỹ thuật của trung tâm lý sản Côn Đảo.
Vâng, xin chào các anh.
Chào.
Tôi tên là Rodwell.
Từ. Đây là độ sâu của hang á, là từ đây chích xuống đó là 20 mét. Từ mà miệng hang này đi ra ngoài miệng hang ngoài á, là 30 mét.
Vâng, vâng. So down there it looks precarious and treacherous. I don't think I have enough courage to do that as of yet. Anh có đường khác không?
Có, ở miệng ngoài có đi bộ xuống.
Vâng, hồ làm không?
Đi đây cực hơn, đi ra ngoài á, nó dễ đi.
Vâng, vâng. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the other way, climbing down along the rock face. Ciao. Wow, let's do this. too big for this. Okay, so we've just entered one of these caves. It's beyond me how these guys have found one of these. Incredibly tight down here. We've just started the navigation process. Put my life in Angcho's hands. Just show me the technique, how to leverage my body between the two walls of the cave. Okay, wish us luck.
Quay mặt quay đây. Quay cái mặt hướng mặt cho em bên đây nè. Quay mặt quay đây. Cắm vô này nè, rồi bó vô vậy.
And my girlfriend is going to kill me for ruining a new shirt she bought me for this trip. Okay. Okay. Get in there. Okay, calm down. Okay, we've made it down to this terrace, which is manufactured out of bamboo. Okay, oh wow. Oh wow. Oh wow. This is incredible. Incredible. Tối nay bắt được chưa?
Hiện giờ là chưa bắt được. Nữa khai thác gỗ là chờ chim nó bay đi rồi mình mới được khai thác gỗ.
Vâng. So what he just told me that it's about 2 more days before these baby birds are strong enough, confident enough, courageous enough to fly away. So they're still in their process of maturing. But wow. So, this is what a nest looks like up close in person. Looks like it's been manufactured out of some sort of resin. This is just incredible. I'm gonna quickly put it to my nose just to kind of get a proper whiff of what it smells like. Okay, so I can smell the bird. Wow. Incredible. Anh xin cảm ơn. Rất vui. Anh lắm.
Absolutely, the best way to get around and hop the islands is by boat. It is amazing to enjoy the nature around you and see what surprises you next.
Oh, dolphins! From swallow nest to dolphins. Speech, wow, incredible! Wow! Wow, a whole school of dolphins! This is madness! Speechless! Oh, wow! Wow! Coming to Côn Đảo, I was a bit skeptical at first. Obviously, hearing the analogy of it being hell on earth. But once you see a massive school of dolphins, I mean, this rings true to the analogy. This is paradise. Like right now, feeling incredibly blessed, incredibly blessed.
It is stunning to see them by chance. And as my adventure in Côn Đảo still ahead, please tune in to the next Vietnam discovery.